All right, here we go again. Buckle up. So, Satan's whole goal is to disprove the truth and disprove the metaphysical and the spiritual. So, the things I tell you are going to be attacked, including with the idea that, oh, he's just saying that because he wants to groom you or take advantage of you. And they'll say that's further proof. You see what he's doing? The system itself is corrupt and it takes advantage of you. That's why I say these people that they point like Trump, oh, the emollients clause, oh, this is where they're going. But the reality is they're trying to hide the fact that they stole money from the least fortunate. You know, the programs that were supposed to take care of the least fortunate among us is where the Democrats stole the money. It's not about Democrat or Republican, but at this point it is to a certain degree. Right? The alternative that the Democrats provide is just it's an illusion. It's going to take time for President Trump's plans to take place. Some of those I helped with years ago, and even more recently in the Republican Party itself, showing them a better way. Some of those programs we're not going to see the benefit, the real benefit. I mean, we'll see benefit, but the benefit is 50 years or so off. So again, President Trump is moving certain forms of socialism, but again, it's the United States. We were a hybrid form of government. It wasn't necessarily socialism, but it has aspects to attract socialists because it's a capitalistic funded government that does believe there is a responsibility to bring everybody along. But a lot of the money that we, with great intention, provided for those programs have been stolen. So the idea is if you tax billionaires, where do you think the money's going to go? If you put the Democrats back in, you actually think it's going to go to the people that they say they're going to help? Oh, they'll fund it that way, but it won't apply that way. Again, the charity mafias, I spoke about them 10, 20 years ago, or 10 years ago is probably when I started speaking about them. That's what they are. They're organized crime and racketeering entities that they're affiliated with narcos and sex traffickers, but they are stealing from those programs. And then I told the Republican, I says, you're not really going to have to worry that much about the individual. Right? You'll find, people there that probably aren't supposed to be on these assistance programs. But your issue is going to be these larger charity and NGO mafias. They're mafias. If I go into that city, they're going to be hired, may not even need to be paid because they're already in millionaire lifestyle. And the deep state mafia is the one that put them in there. Do you see how that works? They're trying to get around our criminal conspiracy laws and other such things. So, of course, they're just looking for pedophiles. They're just looking for dangerous people. But, of course, they are the dangerous people, and they are the pedophiles. I mean, it's beyond me. Just 3 years ago, they were pushing minor attracted people. That's the first step to bringing on pedophilia as an accepted sexual avenue. It existed. It's not Islamic. It's not Christian. It's global. It existed in ancient times. It appears that the Islamic countries, or some of them, are holding on to that, and that is true. But don't, say it's inherent to Islam, because it isn't. Because it's inherent to every religion, and even non-religion. And pedophilia actually is a curse, is a spell. And again, back then, it was survival. A young woman, I mean, people were ruthless, and people still are ruthless, but it was a little bit different type of ruthlessness. So you needed to get your child married off young, or they were, be a prostitute somewhere one day. So again, there is an intelligent way to look at everything, but that ain't it. That ain't going on right now. That's what you're all into is ignorance, ignoramus. They're bringing stupid people here, and you know they're touted as big graduates. But what they really are is criminally intelligent, and that's how they got where they did. Has nothing to do with being intelligent. Part of it has to do with being part of a criminal enterprise that empowered them, and that ignorance is what the spies want. That blind faith in the criminal system and ignorance to know that it could be better. You may not have $30 million, but you'll have something and a good life, but you won't be a criminal and you won't have to go to hell. See, they took Islam and they made it a criminal enterprise also. Christianity is a criminal enterprise. There's a form of each religion to be a criminal enterprise. CIA did that. And they have like 3 or 4 different forms. The CIA has a form of each religion to cause you, to psyop you to be the victim of the criminals running the religions. Same thing they applied in government when I was there. And same people. That's why when I went to a church, all of a sudden they were there too. Two. They see, but they see evilly. Well, these people that are going to have this money from birth and this ability for their parents and others to, you know, there should be several ways for money to get into those accounts. I haven't looked closely at it. I push it until somebody takes it from there and puts it in, and then you know, sometimes I critique it. I'll look at it, but they'll have other options that they normally wouldn't have in life. Because and then the whole thing is the whole investment concept and the whole investment. In other words, teach them real capitalism, how you make your money. And again, it is expanding. Capitalism at that level is expanding. But the point is, if I take another 70 million from Bezos, another 140 million, or maybe even more, I don't even know what they're talking about. And it just sounds like it's way too much. Again, taxing somebody, and then there's taxing somebody, and then there's taxing somebody. Again, the United States had taxation, but with representation. Oh, the liberals are licking their chops. They see it as their money. 20 cents for the needy, and 7,000 for the congressman and congresswoman. But of course, it's much more than that. Just an example. So yeah, socialism and communism sound good, doesn't it? But until you figure out that they're going to take the money. It's already happened. The reason the Somalis weren't prosecuted is because they're a street thug for the government of Minnesota at the federal government's taxation and tax money cost. Government of Minnesota, yeah, go ahead, steal the money. Just do what we tell you to do when we need you to do it. Go out in the streets and attack ICE. Now! Who do you think's running it? The crooked NGOs. And the benefit thieves. So again, it sounds good until you look at the track record of where the money went. Let's get again, when they send money to Zimbabwe for lesbian and transgender goat farming, it's not going there. That's the scam. It's their thugs in Zimbabwe. Again, why do you think there's this mass exodus to Arabic bosses and Islamic bosses in the UK? They extorted and paid these people. At first, they extort them, said, well, if you want in, we'll let you in. Here's your money. And look at your buddy. He didn't want in. Look what happened to him. So they thought that if they took over Europe enough, they would pressure the United States. But what's actually happening? The United States is pressuring Europe. Failure. So they all had sex with kids, had sex with married women, had sex with this person. So they would say to Trump, "Yeah, you had sex with everyone, not us," hoping he would back down. The only thing you can do is come on twice as strong. That's the only thing. They don't respond to it, but the system responds to it. Right. Oh yeah, get another 20 billion from millionaire or billionaires. And where do you think the money's going to go? To some suck who hires criminal enterprises to oppress the people and tell you that's freedom. I'm going to get off here a bit and then